Hi, Art Buddies, and welcome to Bricolage Daily. Hey, I wanted to get this video done a lot earlier than it is now, but here I am, and I've just been fiddling around with some of the settings here that StreamYard has, and I have background music. I'll just see how it is. I mean, it couldn't be easier. I don't know, I've never looked at this before. Anyway, welcome in. Welcome to Bricolage with Paint Burley. I need some ATC cards, so I'm going to just do some simple ones. And I did a little prep work before I turned on my camera. So what I did was just take some regular playing cards. I have 20 of them here. And I took some, I think it's called French mauve paint that I had left over. And I painted on the face side of the cards. I probably should have sanded them down first before I put my acrylic paint on, but I forgot to do that. But I did sand the backs. You can see maybe that one light should be down a little bit. Let's see, that might be better. Because I wanted them to look a little grungy. I'm not going to really do anything with the back, but my plan is to do these cool little figures. I did these on a live one time. I saw a reel on Instagram. And they're not too hard to do, and they look kind of quirky. So that's my plan. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to go about doing this. Now, I just have out my Stays On ink. I'm not sure how juicy my black is. I'm going to try the black. And what I'm going to do now is just stamp. And then I'm going to get out this time. This was with watercolor. I'm going to get out some acrylic paint because I don't want it to go anywhere. And I'm going to water it down and see how that looks. So I've got out some splots and a couple other really just little tiny fun kind of stamps. And I've got out my LeBlanc script stamp. And I'm just going to see how it goes. I probably should have pulled out my, and I don't know where I put that. You always think of something after you get started. But bricolage is just using your stuff. I've had the cards, I've got the stamps, I've got the paint. So I'm just using stuff in my stash, really. I just pulled out a little ceramic dish that I can mix my paints on. So let's just get started. Now I'm using the Stays On because it stays on. Now I'm going to use this. I have this piece of paper down here so it doesn't reflect the light that I have above. But I'm also going to use it as a, oh, you know what? I just thought of something else. Oh, that's not too terribly bad. I've got this composition book that I started to do some, let me see if I have any pages left. Yeah, where I started to just put some, oh, I only have one. Well, I can use it. I started to splash some coffee on these pages and then using it as a stamp off. So I could do that too. And then it kind of makes the pages look cool. And then I can later use those for backgrounds. And that's not always a bad idea. It's a little sticky. Let's see how it does on the card. I might have to go to, I know my Midnight Blue. I think my Midnight Blue is pretty juicy. I don't think I have any Stays On black to re-ink it. That might be a little more than what I was really looking for. That might be a little better. But it really doesn't matter, does it? Use what you have. Now this is going to be a little time consuming. Oh, I like that one better. Can you see that? My screen looks kind of washed out. It might be the way I have my laptop open there. Might be a little better there for me to see. I'm going to start inking different areas of my stamp to just kind of get a different look. Oh yeah, that's good. I like to use these as little thank yous when I want to send things that people have purchased from me, or if I want to put in a little happy mail. See, and then I can write on the back. They don't all have to be the same, but to make it easier on me, I can put any ink over here. If I do, 12 or more, this should last me a little while. I might do some with the navy blue as well. I could also use, I think it's called Gothic Purple, maybe, that stays on. Just want to stamp randomly, really. I think that's kind of more to my liking. Oh, you know what? I also have a ganache that's really nice. Let's try some Gothic Purple. Let's try some of that. Now, these are the little ones. Now, I do have re-inkers for these colors. When I went to buy some re-inkers, they had everything but black in stock. And the re-inkers can be a little pricey. So I tried to grab them when they're marked down. Yeah, that Gothic's pretty nice. Let's see. I think I can juice this up a little bit here. Let's see. Ganache. You should pull. Oh, I do have the jet black. I must have picked that up and forgot. Hold on. Let's do the Gothic Purple. And then what I do is just take your re-inker bottle, if you have any of these. We just want to make sure you don't mix up your archival inks with just your regular inks, because you want to make sure that when you go to use an archival ink pad, that's what it is. Does that make sense? There's my ganache. Let's juice him up. I hope everyone is doing well. Hubby's out tonight, and I was doing my prep work, and I don't know, dinner, dishes. I got distracted. That's not uncommon for me. And here's my jet black. Now, I watched Tim Holtz do this, and what he does is he then takes like an old credit card. Yeah, this is really dry. See, it's sucking right in. He puts them in the middle, and then he takes a credit card and he moves it out to the edges. But then I always seem to have a lot of ink on the credit card, which then to me is a waste. I'm sure it's probably better the way he does it. Now, this is going to be really dark, I think. Now that I added some ink there, I'm going to let that one sit a little while. Let's go back to this Gothic. Put some of that on there. And I'm going to take my composition book again and just see what that looks like. Not too bad. It's not too bad. Now, the stay-on does dry out, they say, fairly quickly. So I'm going to cap my ganache back up, and I'm going to use the Gothic Purple. I just wanted something dark. Might be a little too dark, but I could place my people in different spots. Now that I rejuice that, I'm gonna not re-ink every time. Now, some of these have some dust. If If you've never scratched off or sanded a playing card, it will make a lot of dust. Oh, that's good. Let's see. You'll have to let me know if you like the music in the background. I'm assuming when I go to play this back, it'll be there. All right, so let's cap this one up. And let me go back to the black. My little sample there. Let's see. I'm going to stamp off on this paper because I don't want it too terribly dark. Boy, that must have really been dry. Can't believe I had that. I think there are a lot of us that don't remember what we have in our stash. I was just looking at a little storage spot in my craft room here under my one table. I thought, oh, I could put a couple of things under there. But now I'm thinking if I do that, I'm going to forget that I have them. I've got some blue dust on this side. Now you can do all kinds of things with an ATC card. ATC, if you're not familiar, stands for Artist Trading Card. I'm going to use a little ganache. I only got a few left. Maybe I'll do the navy. It's not navy. It's called Midnight Blue. That's one of my favorites. And people do trade them. People collect them. And you can do anything. You can do clusters on them, draw, print, collage, and really get involved. Or you can just do something simple like I'm doing tonight. All right, so that didn't take too long. Now, I'm going to put that stamp aside, and let's see what the my splatter looks like. This is part of a Tim Holtz collection, the splatter. I probably could use a wider stamping block. Let's see if I have one. Or I can grab it quickly. Somewhere, gosh, it's probably been a couple of years. And I don't see one. I saw a stamping block that had a handle on the back. Boy, I wish I had grabbed one of those. Because some of the thinner ones are fine to use, but then they're hard for me to grab a hold of, especially if you're sporting these big fingernails. I'm going to put a little more ink on my Midnight Blue. You can tell when it needs it. Your stamps don't cover very well, and then when you go to put it on your pad, your ink pad, this is like a linen type fabric here. It just soaks it right in. Now, so you can see my splatters here. I couldn't find that stamp. I've got it in a very special spot, I think. So, all right. go. And it'll take a few seconds for that to dry. I'm going to use darker acrylic paint. Because I want my people to be a little more prominent. Like here I use like a yellow, orange, and then an orangey orange. So we'll just see how it goes. I'm not liking how that big spot is turning out. Try that on my. Oh, that's better. You're just going to ink or stamp whatever you want, however you like it. Took a little bit for me to get these painted because I had to do 2 coats. And there's some of these, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll do 10 like this, and then I'm going to use my 2 other little stamps. See how I like them. These tend to get better at the end. Now I'm going to get my composition book, clean off what's on this stamp. Now this one, this has some kind of grunge and numbers. Let's see what this looks like. I got it upside down. That's the right side up. Oh, I got an arrow in the back. I wasn't even paying attention. I like that. Let's see how this looks. Now let's see if I do this the other way. I'm not sure this one's going to stick. Yeah, it's kind of lost its will to stick. You don't always have to have full image either of your stamp, right? You can put it on all different ways. I think I'm not pressing down evenly. Let me get this one. Put a real faded one at the top there. I thought I had pulled out the ticket stamp too. Where I put that? Maybe I put it back in the container. It could be the first time. Let me just see here. I think I want something else. Yep, there it is, right there. This is where I've got a lot of my Temples and More favorite stamps. Oh, this is a good one. This is the alphabet. I think that butterfly is cool, but it might be a little too much. Let's try one of these. This guy doesn't want to stay where he belongs. This might be, I think this is a fly. Let's see how that looks. I just want to bricolage. Gosh, I don't even know if I've ever used this ticket stamp, to tell you the truth. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. I wonder if that'll stick. Sweet. Now don't forget, you can use all different kinds. Whatever stamps you have. This may not be your cup of tea. Hey, that's fine. Use what you like. Oh, I do like this stamp a lot. I don't know if you can see it. This is going to be upside down. Let's write it. Oh, I like it a lot. Let's do it this way. Before you know it, you got them all stamped. Let's get one of the bug. Let's get the bug. I can put some of the bug on this one. It fits better that way. Cool. And this little number, let's say it should go this way. Put some on some of these others. All right, let's get a little bit of that alphabet on this one too. I don't know if I can maybe get more of the numbers. The problem with pushing on the stamp is that then you get ink all over your fingers. There we go. Cool. All right. Now I'm going to cap up my inks. And I'm going to stack my cards. I don't know that I'll keep you with me here the whole time I do this, but let's get a couple done. Now, I don't want to lose all my little stamps. There we go. All right. I'm going to get out of baby white and clean up my fingers. Now, I pulled out, just going to see how this looks. I pulled out some Georgia clay. That's an Americana paint, acrylic, deco art. And then I've also got ultra deep blue. Now, to find an appropriate brush, I think I want a liner and a round brush of some kind. Let's see. Oh gosh, I don't. Number 4. I can tell. I thought it was too messed up to tell. All right, so here's my. I'm starting to see that light. Now, basically, what you do is just make a triangle. And then draw some legs. I'm going to put my paint there. Hope that's not too distracting for you. And I want one of my liner brushes. It's not a liner. This one, that's my favorite. This is my favorite. A script liner 2/0 by Princeton. It's their Velvet Touch line. That's my favorite liner right now. All right, so let's try these 2 paints. I'm just going to put out a little bit because, like I said, I want to water it down. So sometimes you can always add. Sometimes I put out a little too much paint. And I'm just going to spritz it. They're probably a little too close together. So let's see. I'm just going to make a triangle. Put a little dot for a head. And then you just come out and make another triangle, really, for the arms. And then little strokes for the legs. I think I need a little darker. We'll let that one dry. I might need it a little more potent than I had anticipated. Let's try one here. I'm going to try to make this guy a little bigger because he's in the forefront. Let's see. Put his arm out straight, this guy. Give him a little noggin. You really do these any shape that you want. I'm going to give him more pants here. Curling his feet out a little bit. Now I'm going to use my script liner because I want him to have a balloon. So I wanted to make a really thin line like he's holding a balloon. Now I'm going to use my heat tool just a little bit. Dry it blue. I want to make it a little darker. I'm thinking I might use black paint. If I can put my hands on my black paint. My balloon is still really drippy. I did do a page in a art journal book where I just sketched a bunch of these, and I didn't bring that out with me. I think we'll call that one done. Let's see how it looks if I can get my hands on my black paint. Here we go, lamp black. Okay. I'm not going to water this down. Let's just see. That's way too much paint, I think. All right, let's try it again. Let's see. I'm going to do a little head here. And this one, it's hard for me to holding this up. I should, if I paint, you know what, if I put it down flat, I wonder if you could see better. I wonder if that'll do anything to my keyboard. I've got it sitting right on top, right on top of the, let's see, let's make this one a dress. Give this one some arms. And we're going to give her skinny legs. Love me some skinny legs. I'm thinking of another color. What other color might I like to put on there? I'm trying to think of something that I can grab real easy. That's going to be, let's try a tomato red. See how that looks. Alright, so I'm going to do my triangle first. Red is very difficult to paint over stuff. If you are a painter or use acrylics at all, it often. Made several coats. I'll give them a little bit of a hairdo for this one. One thing I remember that I did on some of these other ones, you can hardly see it, but I put little marks at the bottom so it doesn't look like they're floating in the air. I didn't really think of that on the other one we just did, so I want to make sure I do that. Let's see, I've got a marker here, a pen. Sometimes it doesn't like the acrylic paint. That looks a little better. Like I said, still not dry. Could also sketch around them too, I think would be cute. Let me try that on a couple of them. I'm gonna put these on my keyboard. The heat from my laptop keyboard sometimes helps me to get stuff dry. All right, I'm going to keep the same basic shape, but instead of making this one real angular, I'm going to make it more of an oval bottom. Let's see how this looks. Kind of looks like an Oompa Loompa. Maybe a little collar would help. Not crazy about the red, I gotta tell you. Let's see. Razzleberry. Let's get out every bottle of paint I own. I'm not going to keep you here much longer. I think there's a couple other things I want to do with these. Let's see how this one works. Not too bad. I put the legs too far apart sometimes, and they just don't look. Not that they look natural anyway, but just look a little bizarre. And I noticed on my sample, I gave them like brown heads. Give this guy a little bit of a collar, maybe. And I wonder how it would look if, oops, I didn't want the red. I wanted to keep it in the same color here. I'll have that guy walking a pet. Now I think what else I want to do is just put a little bit around the edge of something and then maybe spatter, which I didn't do on the original, but I think it might look cool. So I don't want to get those spattered, so I'm going to move those off to the side. And I need, this might be a little better. Give them some place for their feet to go. Now that one's still really wet. You'll have to let me know if you try this. Now I've got some of the Tim Holtz distress crayons here. I'm just not sure which ones might work better. Maybe I'll just try my vintage photo. I'm going to get one of my dark blue ones. Maybe this one. Blueprint sketch. Let's try this one. Just going to lightly color around the edge of this one. And I'm going to take a damp baby wipe. Kind of just blend that in a little bit. Not a whole lot. I don't know how much you can see on the camera. Let's try the vintage photo on this one. You can also do it with your finger or a paintbrush. Let me see. I'm thinking about, yeah, the crackling campfire. Let me try that on this one. Now you could add ribbon, paper. Let me see if I can smudge one with my finger. It's a little too wet. Yeah, like that. I think that doesn't look too bad. You can see the pen I used was not permanent. May not have been exactly really dry either. I'm going to add some more blue to this one here. I want that a little deeper. I think that would be a little more to my liking. Yeah, that kind of looks cool. All right. So now I want to spatter these, but I want to dry them first because I don't want my little spatters of paint to hit the card and hit the water that's on there and then kind of get running. So just give me a second here. My white paint. I don't know what I did with my white paint. I was thinking white paint spatters might be nice, but I'm just going to stick with the black because that's what's here. So I'm going to take a bigger liner brush. It's kind of not in great shape, but it'll be okay for spattering, I believe. You don't want your paint to be too runny. You want it to be more the consistency of, it's a little too runny. Maybe milk, ink, milk. Test it off the side so you can see what kind of dots or splats you're getting. So you make sure you like it before you go to your piece. That's what I recommend. You can even do this over a trash can if you don't want to get splats over everything else. Because you think that it's not going to go everywhere, but you know what? It goes more places than you realize. All right, this is going to be it for me. I'm going to pick one of these up and show you. No, maybe I'll pick them all. I'm just going to have to give that paint a little bit of time to dry. But just a simple ATC. A little work of art, huh? And whoever receives this, they could add it to their journals, flip it in a pocket, or build a page around it. Would be fun. So that's it for this Bricolage Daily. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I would appreciate that. And until next time, don't forget to take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. And I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.